So this is a quick one about ways to get your clients being compliant. Now, first of all, I do think it takes you knowing what are some really seriously fast ways to get people results without restricting their calories and without doing copious amounts of exercise. In my book, what I believe is if you aim to put a lot of muscle tissue on the person's body, and this is only from me being extremely adrenally fatigued myself, realizing I couldn't run after having a baby. Well, I could, but I needed to then have a 2-hour sleep, so that wasn't working for me. So I had to find other ways. So know how to get results with the body. I aim to put muscle on the body and a lot of it as fast as possible. And I aim to look at the person's food and then be able to give them 2, maximum 3 things a week to work on that will be, the biggest bang for your buck outcomes for that person's body. So some really big things will be change your breakfast to something that ideally, step 1 would be, doesn't have any wheat or dairy in it. So ideally no sugar, no sugar, no cereal, no bread, no milk. So yeah, going along the paleo lines. So I guess they could have, I don't know, oats or a chia pudding or something like that, or even better, eggs, or even better, but it depends on how much they can get this concept, meat and veggies. Yeah, I know that's weird if you've never heard that before, but it makes a massive difference. Then going through their lifestyle, I'll look at, are their hormones regular, is their period regular, how much weight do they need to lose, all that kind of stuff, and what are they currently doing, and then I'll write a couple of things down and I'll say, now out of these things, what can you choose to change? Because the big thing with compliance is that if somebody chooses to do it, they're enrolled. Then the other point that they're using you for is accountability. So I'm really, really, really patient. I presume that people get scared that they've got to rock up and do whatever the thing is that they said they were going to do. And I think that that's why us personal trainers have a job in the first place, to be honest. But it's up to you to set the parameters for how the relationship is going to work in the first consultation. So I would say something like, are you using me for education or are you using me for accountability? I'm happy for people to use me for both. I think if people try to use us for too many consultations a week, then it's almost expected that we're doing it for them. And I don't personally like that, because then the client doesn't get results. So just also be aware that you don't have to work with people. It's totally your choice if you work with someone. And if you get to that point in your diary during the week and you think, oh no, I really don't want to see this person, then that's a sign. You get to have a really honest conversation with that person and say, listen, I know I haven't done this many times, but it's happened. Listen, Jojo, I'm being an expensive friend for you at the moment and we're not getting results, and I'm kind of embarrassed by that because I really just want to get you results. What's the next thing that we could do? Do we need to go and have counseling sessions? Do we need to, I don't know. Don't be afraid to refer out. People will love you for it. They'll come back and train with you, for a million years for you doing it, because remember, the higher goal is their health, and people have different levels of being able to be, 1, compliant, and 2, the speed at which they can change. Usually people will change 1 or 2 habits a week maximum. Breakfast makes a massive deal. Weight training makes a massive deal. Dropping wheat and dairy makes a massive deal. Chewing your food makes a massive deal. And then you as the trainer, hang on babe, actually measuring them on a regular basis makes a really, really big difference, because then they can see the change that's happening. So I think measure them, name the outcomes that you want and the expectations of your relationship from the beginning. And the other thing is get them to choose the change. That's a really, really big thing. And 4, choose how patient you want to be. You don't have to be as patient as I am with clients. You could be really hard-assed and I only want to work with clients that are like this and this and this and this. In other words, get to know your ideal client and your ideal situation and talk specifically to those people. I don't think that's realistic, to be honest, especially when you're starting out. And I know with myself, the only reason I am so tolerant is because I don't really have a lot of sessions. I know when I've been maxed out at 30, 40, 50 sessions, I'm not tolerant at all. You say the wrong word and I'll be like, pick it up. I don't care what kind of session's that, So then that comes down to you managing yourself. So